Well, good morning. It's Friday, July 23rd. Happy tip of the Grant Sound Advice coffee cup to you. I hope you've had time to caffeinate this morning. Has something to do with cows, I'm sure, right? But no mocha, latte, whatever thing. Hey, great week again, and it's interesting. I keep a file of what I've talked about the week before, and then I usually redo it that day to talk about the new subject. And last week I covered how how owning a business is a tough thing to do. It was a slower week in voiceover. I did some painting, and when will I be an overnight success? I'm using the same slide today, minus the painting. But this week I did do some carpet laying and some furniture moving and getting some guest rooms just done. It's on my list of remodeling things to do. Owning a business is tough. This is the toughest month I've had, and yet when I look at my numbers are pretty decent. I had been getting, you feel that small, I'm going to say snowball effect, even though it's not much of a snowball yet. Um, Moving forward, and how frustrating it is to feel like, oh man, look, I had momentum there for a minute. I know from owning businesses, I know from mentoring hundreds of businesses and business owners, more accurately, that this happens. And it's remembering that this is a race. It's a marathon. Maybe that's the term. It's a marathon, not a race. It's a long-term shot, not like, well, hey, it wasn't this week, and you head out. And I think that's the hardest part when we start a business is understanding that it's not all going to be flowers and puppy dogs. You know what I mean? So I just want to encourage my fellow entrepreneurs that when it gets tough, talk to somebody. Call me. I mean, I'll I'll be glad to commiserate with you, and maybe we can have a cup of coffee or glass of wine and cry in each other's soup. Wine and soup. Nah, not a good combination. Anyhow, get your head in the right place before you start a business. Understand that it's going to be tougher than you thought it was going to be. It's going to take longer than you thought it would. And it's just going to be an effort. Now, hopefully, that little ding was an order coming in. But you just don't know. Do your market research, do all the things you're supposed to do, business plan and marketing plan and all that kind of stuff. But go look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I mentally built to do this? Unless you're starting a lemonade stand on a hot day in your neighborhood where there's going to be garage sales and you know you're going to have business for a couple hours, owning a business is tough. And I guess that's the message I want to do on That's a Wrap Friday is the fact that I have to continually mentor myself. I have to continually hold myself responsible for moving the business forward, even when it's not fun, even when it's not. When I'm not doing the fun stuff. The fun stuff is getting in and creating the character voice and doing all. Yeah, that's the fun stuff. If you're a flower arranger, maybe that's the fun stuff. Depending on what you do, there's the fun stuff. But unfortunately, in business, there's times when that's not even 30% of what the business is. It might only be 10%. Depends on the business, obviously. If you're going to have a business, you're going to have to market. You're going to have to market. And then if you're not doing anything, market. And I'll be honest, that's something I've not done as much as I should have. And we're going to double down on that one. So, anyhow, encourage you to reach out. My email is at the bottom of the screen there, voicepro at grantsvoice.com. And don't hesitate to reach out if I can help you in your business. If you're a starting voiceover artist, I do provide coaching, and maybe that coaching right now is just to use a size 10 and encourage you a little bit. If you would like and subscribe to the channel, I've got my cool little new animation. If you want to comment on that, that's great. Share this with somebody that's thinking about starting a business. I have literally helped and mentored hundreds of people in their business startups, and I would love to talk to you about yours and talk for a few minutes, even if it's just about how hard it is, and we both end up the conversation with, "Yep, it sure is." So happy Friday. I hope you've had a productive week. If you're starting a business, double down, get after it. No one's going to help you but you, really. Mentors and everybody else can talk to you, but at the end of the day, you've got to go do it. So, enough of that. Have a great weekend. I hope to see you on Monday.